Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another reading of Quantum Life by Saint Germain, channeled by Barbara Volkman. This morning we are reading Chapter 9, Effects of the Planetary Transition on Your Personal Energy. Here we go. Chapter 9, Effects of the Planetary Transition on Your Personal Energy. Beloved hearts, now that you know about the process that the planet you live on is going through, it's also important to be aware of and attentive to the effects that this great planetary energetic movement can have on each one of you. Because as you already know, everything is connected. The global process directly influences each other. The global process directly influences each one of you, just as the individual process also contributes and collaborates in the expansion of energy, so that it rises more quickly among the brothers and sisters around you. As with any energetic movement, the planetary transition also has its effects, which can be felt on different levels, softened or enhanced. That is why it is important to realize the patterns of thoughts and emotions you are carrying within you, because all of this will come to light throughout this process. Just as when you exercise your muscles and feel fatigue, your energy has been worked to expand and strengthen the focus of the workout. Similarly, during the planetary transition process, the training is to expand consciousness to new levels of understanding about yourself and the universe. So the fatigue or pain that surrounds this process refers to leaving behind old patterns of negative beliefs, thoughts and emotions, and being willing to relearn about life and the ultimate reality that surrounds you in union. The student who sets out to unlearn what they know, to let go of their old limiting ideas and belief systems, begins to open up their field to understand the new moment the planet is experiencing and, consequently, raises their energy through awareness above the fluctuations that mark the period of planetary transition. To illustrate this better, take a look at the graphic below, which compares a human being who is aware of himself and the planetary process with one who is not yet aware. We see two graphs. On the horizontal axis there is time in days, and in the vertical axis there is frequency from 0 to 700. Measured in hertz, and the upper one is the conscious you, and the lower one is the unconscious you. Well, the conscious you has a steady line somewhere between 400 and 500 hertz that is horizontal, which signifies the red, yellow and green dots that are also kind of constant. Then there's the unconscious you, and that line goes from 400 Hertz to 50 Hertz to 250 Hertz to 150 Hertz to 400 Hertz to 25 Hertz to 300 Hertz to 200 Hertz to 350 Hertz to 200 Hertz to 400 Hertz to 100 Hertz, and levels out somewhere at 250 Hertz. And this line is a trend line that represents the changes in the red, yellow and green dots that are also on the same figure. Notice how this is a great energetic fluctuation. Notice how there is a great energetic fluctuation going on in the planetary grid, which works like a great neural network that connects all the information around the globe. These fluctuations happen periodically, with daily movements generated by pulses of light sent to Earth from the beings of light who coordinate and contribute to the execution of the process in order to help adapt to the new energetic frequencies that will be imprinted on the planet. This daily energetic variation is what can cause some effects that can be perceived on a physical, energetic, emotional, or mental level, especially if the student is at an opposite or lower energetic vibration than the one the planet is vibrating at on that particular day. For example, when the planet is in a day of high energy above 5000 Hz and the individual is in an energy of suffering, the effects of the energy they carry inside will be enhanced by the energetic incompatibility. In other words, if they are identified with a negative frequency pattern, it will be more difficult to get out of that pattern if they don't become aware that there is a light being radiated for their expansion. So they need to see and perceive this opportunity to reverse the polarity. Some of the negative effects include physical effects: headaches, tiredness for no apparent reason, ringing in the ears, intensified muscle or body pain, dizziness, excessive sleep, and even the somatization of illnesses such as flu, dysentery, and other conditions that promote a physical cleansing of your body, if you see it that way. Mental effects: potentiation of the individual's anxiety pattern and other mental conditions, accelerated thinking, lack of clarity in ideas, difficulty concentrating, lack of focus, lack of interest, lack of attention, unconscious potentiation of self-criticism and mental self-flagellation, excessive projections of the past and future, loss of mental control, simply being dragged along by the flow of the unconscious and others. Emotional effects: intensification of negative feeling patterns, momentary sadness for no apparent reason, depression, lack of motivation, joy, enthusiasm for life, potentiation of unconscious emotional reactions, decrease in emotional self-control, reproduction of feeling patterns that you thought you were cured of, susceptibility to emotional dependencies or resorting to addictions, lack of clarity about how you feel and why you feel that way, etc. These are all effects that can be experienced by all of you one day or another. But the important thing is to realize when you are being potentiated in a negative, and from there work on directing your energy towards the positive polarity, as if you were hitching a ride with the planet's energy. On days when the planet is in its old 3 and 4D vibration, the energetic incompatibility with those who still vibrate at that energetic level or who are identified in the negative decreases. But this is not a positive sign. It only conveys stagnation. It is in the discomfort of energetic inconsistency that the being can evolve more quickly, if they perceive the window of opportunity. Now we can talk about students who are already at a higher energetic and conscious level. The negative effects are minimized because the being naturally rises above the energetic fluctuation. So when the planet is on a day of vibration 3 and 4D, despite the difference, the effect of the energetic incompatibility are not felt, because the being is already at a higher level, which means that they are not affected by the lower energies. It's that old saying, what comes from below doesn't affect me. it's true. In the same way, on days when the planet's energy is high, the student who is also on high energy frequency can experience positive sensations caused by energy equivalence, such as more clarity of thought, having their energy boosted, feelings of joy, understanding, gratitude and fulfillment, receiving new directions, positive manifestations in your field, willingness to work and contribute to the collective good, a feeling of unity with the whole, and even achieve spiritual enlightenment. It's important to realize that this opportunity is given equally to everyone, without exception. What changes is your individual process, your ability to detach yourself from your old belief system, your openness to the new and the genuine will to learn about yourself and evolve. If none of these steps are being taken by you, the possibility is high that you are suffering the effects of the planetary transition process and your own unconscious process. And even the most advanced student can have their moment of returning to a lower energy, which is part of the process. Sometimes we need to take a few steps back in order to propel ourselves forward more forcefully. The important thing is to recognize yourself as soon as possible in this negative pattern, and from there, transition your focus back to the positive to raise your personal vibration. Beloveds, I am Saint Germain. And this is also the end of Chapter 9, Effects of the Planetary Transition on Your Personal Energy.